Hey guys, Tim for MVP Machine. I've been working on the sand battery heater and made some upgrades, and I thought I'd show you guys what I've done. In case you missed the first video, basically in this lower chamber here, which is a 4 by 4 by 12 inch long aluminum tube that has a 1/4 inch wall. What we have in there as heating elements are these PTC, or positive temperature coefficient heating elements, and there's two of them in here, and they are sandwiched in between a heat exchanger inside of these fins. So there's basically one there and one there in the middle, and those are being powered off of 12 volts DC, and the combination of the two uses approximately 4 amps. Now I'm simulating the solar panel with this 12 volt DC power supply, and basically you just take amps times volts and that gives you the watts. So we're running at about 52 watts right now, and it's producing quite a bit of heat. The lower chamber is approximately 185, 190 degrees. You can touch it, but not for long. And then this is filled up with silica sand to about the 3/4 point. And then I have these tubes that I've installed going up with the intersecting fins. And originally there was two ideas that I had behind this, between making it this way, and I'm testing it now with the first one, and I see it's not quite adequate. These get quite warm going up, but not the full heat of the bottom tube. There's a hole underneath these tubes so that the air can flow up the tube, and then the fins are in slots, so the fins extend into the center of the tubes. And I'll take off the top in a second and show you. I just have still a work in progress, guys. I just have 2 screws holding it down, and I want more heat to be transferred to these fins. They're approximately, I'd say, about 115 degrees right now Fahrenheit. So what I intend to do now to see if I can get more heat up there, take off this top and fill these tubes up all the way with sand. So we'll have sand going all the way up. And then what we've got going on in the back is there's a heat powered fan, and basically works like a wood stove fan. You have a Peltier junction, otherwise known as a thermoelectric generator, and this works something like a Stirling motor. Basically, you have works on a heat differential. So you have hot on the bottom and a cooler or temperature differential on the top, and that's right here. And that module just provides power to the motor to power the fan. Now I still have some work to do on this as well. I have it temporarily connected just to test it, but I need to be able to dissipate a little bit more heat, so I'll install some sort of heat sink fan inside my current heat sink that's not quite doing a good enough job, because I'm only getting about 400 RPMs, and I estimate 900 to 1,000 is about what I need to give me some adequate airflow. So I'm going to take the top off of this. I'll show you what it looks like inside, and then we'll fill it up with sand and let it run for another hour and see what kind of heat we get out of the top. Okay, here it is with the top taken off, and you can see basically each one of the horizontal fins, there's 6 of them, has a hole in it, and that goes all the way down through this tube, and the tube stops at the top here, but there is a hole, there's a pocket that the tube fits into, and this will eventually be welded once I'm happy with the way it works. Right now it's just sitting on there, but I'm going to try it with the sand in it and see if I'm getting enough heat, or if I have to maybe add another one of these in the center, which there is room for. So these two bars are a very tight fit on all of these horizontal fins, and those bars run all the way down into the sand, and they get quite hot already. So they're picking up the heat from the sand and transfer the heat to these horizontal fins. So the idea, if I could get 120, 130, possibly even 150 degrees, let's say I'm about 110 Fahrenheit on these fins. If I can get up to 150 and get some more fan speed, I'll be happy with this, and it'll actually produce some useful heat. And the idea behind using the heat powered fan, I don't want to rob any power from the solar, so eventually this will be entirely powered by solar, and I want that fan to basically just be powered from the heat, and it will actually be self-regulating. If there's not enough sun to produce enough heat, the fan will be off. So I'm going to dump the sand in here, and I'll fire it back up. Sand's going to go in there, fill these all the way up, and fire it back up and let it get up to full heat, and we'll see if it's going to work. Okay, I have it completely filled up now up to the top here with sand on both of these vertical upright tubes, and it's been running for about an hour and a half, and it is dispersing the heat much better to these horizontal plates, and it's actually much warmer down here. And I would show you guys, I have an infrared thermometer, which they're absolutely useless when you're using them on reflective aluminum. It does nothing, and I do not have any other type of thermometer, but my guess would be that we're probably about 180, 185. You cannot keep your hand on this, it'll burn you. We go up here, probably about 160, and as we go up they cool off a little bit, but we're probably doing about, on average, getting close to that 150 mark I was looking for. And as you can see, that that alone would not help the fan speed. We're not getting more heat to the back of that. As soon as I'm able to add more cooling to the top part of that fan assembly, hang on a second, I'll pause this for a second and I'll show you something. Okay, if we go around the back, I've got a piece of aluminum that I put in the freezer, and I'll put that on the heat sink area, and you'll see the fan speed increase pretty quickly, and that just tells me that I need more cooling fins coming off of this assembly, and possibly more heat to the bottom part of that assembly as well. But we've probably sped up by 50 to 100 RPMs just with that sitting on there. You know, that'll continue to climb. So am I happy with it? I may add that other heat exchanger in there. We're running at 52 watts right now, so that would bring it up to somewhere around 75, 80 watts, and it is producing meaningful heat right now. So in a small, well-insulated area, this would work fine, or as like a personal heater. I intend to use it as supplemental heat, where I'll have another form of heat, but it it is showing some promise. So I am going to make some further upgrades to it, and I'll have another video out fairly soon.